Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 10 of I Build Your Teams, which is the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team showdown or competitive player, whatever y'all might be playing. Basically, try to get you the best 13-man possible for value. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily My Team content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, first things first, first team comes in from my boy Trendy, who says he was thinking of selling D-Book and buying Tatum. Since he wants to upgrade at small forward, wants to upgrade his bench shooting guard as well. He's 500 KFT if he bought Tatum and sold D-Book. I would be totally honest with you, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I would keep Levine and D-Book. I think that's two really good PGs. Obviously, Levine unsellable is a crazy pull. Congratulations on that one. But I would definitely hold on to Devin Booker and Levine as your 2 point guards. T-Mac and KCP at the shooting guard position isn't bad. If you want to upgrade the shooting guard position, though, there's a very easy player to upgrade, and that is Doug Christie. I think he's better than both those guys. I really think he's that good. Small forward position, you have three options. You got Lamar, Detlef Schrempf, and Jalen Williams. I would sell Lamar because I don't think he's worth the amount of MT he's going for. And then you have J-Dub and Detlef Schrempf. I don't think that Detlef is great, but J-Dub is very good. He's super usable. If you wanted to use J-Dub and then maybe pick up another small forward, that's the place I would consider spending a little bit of MT, is on that small forward position. The problem is, well, I would buy Paulo, but the thing about Paulo is he's really expensive. So you could also just keep Lamar. Well, I feel like Lamar is going to basically sell for what Paulo goes for. I don't know exactly how much Lamar is selling for, but I feel like it's not going to be nothing. He's probably going to go for 300,000 or 400,000 MT at least. And that's around what Paulo's going for. So I would make that swap. I would basically just replace Lamar with Paulo and then bring J-Dub off the bench at your other small forward. Jaren Jackson Jr., Miles Turner is a great 4 and 5, but you kind of do need a bench 4 and 5. And for that bench 4 and 5, I would be picking up, I think I'd go Al Harrington at the 4 and DeAndre Ayton at the 5. So that gives you a 10-man lineup, just to recap, of Zach LaVine, Doug Christie, Paulo, Jaren, Miles, D-Book, T-Mac or KCP, J-Dub, Al Harrington, DeAndre Ayton. That's the 10-man lineup I'd be running if I were you right now. Next squad today comes in from Splash Daddy. He's got 150,000 MT. Everyone's sellable outside of Sabonis. Definitely need a better 2-guard and big man. And love the vids. All right. So 150k MT is not a ton of MT to play with for a squad like this, but this is a budget squad, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that at all. There's a few spots that you can definitely pretty easily upgrade, I think, on this team. First and foremost, the guys you should sell are Anthony Parker and Jamal McGlure. I don't love Sabonis, but as a backup center right now, I don't have an issue with it. You need, yeah, I would definitely sell Anthony Parker, Jamal McGlure. Your starting lineup of quickly, but I would replace Hield immediately. Hield needs to go. So I think Cephalosha is better than Hield personally. I would go IQ, Doug Christie, Kermit Washington, Obi at the 4 is fine, and then DeAndre Ayton at the 5. Off the bench, you have Chalmers, Cephalosha, which I'm good with. You need a backup small forward. I would pick up J-Dub. Actually, start J-Dub and bring Kermit off the bench. So then you have your small forward position figured out. I don't love Al Harrington backup small forward. I feel like, or backup power forward. I feel like that's a weak spot. But you're not going to have a ton of MT left to play with if you were to pick up, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who you could pick up at the power forward position that would be like affordable. There isn't really a great value power forward the same way. I mean, Sharif Abdul-Rahim is good, but he's, I mean, if you get a fully badged Sharif, honestly, that's probably what I do. Just for the time being, because he's pretty cheap and a lot of badged Sharifs exists as well. If you could find him the 2025 Hall of Fame badge, or not Hall of Fame, 2025 gold badges, that would be my recommendation personally. I really do think he's a very good card. And I think that's probably your best bet, which would give you a 10-man of what? IQ, Christie, J-Dub, Obi, and Ayton, and then Chalmers, Tabo, Kermit, Sharif, Sabonis. Not too shabby to start. That's like a decent low budget card, or a decent low budget squad. John has King, says he's King of the Throne. He's thinking about selling B-Roy for another shooting guard. Let me know. Easy suggestion. I suggest him for the first 2 teams, and he makes the 3rd team as well. Doug Christie, he would be your best shooting guard. You start him and bring T-Mac off the bench, sell Brandon Roy, and you are chilling. Small forward position of Wiggins and Jaime Hawkins is totally fine. Al Harrington and Cat is totally fine. And Dwight and Ronnie Cycle is also totally fine. Now, I would still consider picking up DeAndre Ayton to give you another shooting big and selling Dwight. That's just my personal opinion. I don't actually think that Dwight is all that elite at this point because of the lack of ability to shoot the ball. That's what I personally would do as well. I just think Ayton is such a good budget card. And honestly, I think he's a better center than Dwight. Personally, he's not as fast, yes, but he's similar-ish defensively. Can shoot the ball a ton better. And I think he is a very, very good card. So that's another swap that I personally would look to make. Emmanuel says he has 2 million MT, looking to upgrade the point guards and small forwards. Love the vids. I appreciate you watching, man. We have Tyrese Halliburton, Marius Chalmers, PG and KCP, PJ Tucker, who's actually I think really good, and James Worthy. Derek Coleman I don't love. Cat I like. Mo Bamba and Camby are both 2 good hidden gem centers. Okay, so point guard upgrade. Let's think. For you have 2 million MT. I'd pick up, honestly, because I'm guessing that this is basically a no money spent squad. This is probably a team where you're basically trying to save your MT and not spend much because you're a no money spent player and you want to make sure your MT lasts. But I do think if you're going to upgrade the point guard position, I mean, DeJounte Murray seems like a good buy to me, especially if you can get one that's fully badged, with maybe even with some extra hoffs. He's a really good card. I would definitely consider DeJounte Murray at point guard. Your shooting guards are fine. I agree. Small forward. I mean, I might just move Paul George to small forward and pick up Doug Christie as shooting guard, honestly, because I think that Christie card is so good. There's a reason I'm recommending it for every team. Incredible defender with an elite release and an elite fade and pretty good movement. Like that card's kind of a no-brainer for me. I feel like I'd probably just do that. But if you want a small forward, you could also go get J-Dub. Doug Christie and J-Dub, again, I'm recommending a lot of cards from this last weekend's drop, but that's because they're good. Derek Coleman, I don't love. I'd replace him. And realistically, that's the place I'd spend a little bit of MT. I'd probably go get Jaren Jackson Jr. or Paulo Banchero to play that power forward position. And at that point, I would probably call it with your team. I think those are the few upgrades. So Doug Christie, J-Dub, DeJounte Murray, and then Paulo Banchero are kind of the guys that I'd be looking to target. Card Shark says he's updated 307,000 MT with this team. He has DeJounte, VO. That's not bad at point guard. Stack and Christie is good. JT and Jaime Jaquez, Al Harrington, Keith Van Horn, Chet Holmgren, and DeAndre Ayton. I honestly kind of like it. I'm going to be honest. I definitely think it's a good team. Now, with that much MT, I would legitimately consider selling Tatum and putting J-Dub back at the small forward position. The reason that I say that is because Tatum, I don't know exactly what he's going for right now. I can check, but for whatever price he's going for right now is not worth that price in terms of what he actually contributes. I mean, he's going for over 800k MT on Xbox right now. And that's with 58 minutes left on the card as well. I would sell JT and I would just run J-Dub at the 3. That's going to save you so much MT. And you have a solid squad. It's not like you have any real significant holes on your team. You make that type of sell, you're going to have so much more MT to play with. I mean, you're 307k. You sell your JT after tax, you probably get 800k at least. You're going to have over 1 million MT very easily going into next week's drop. That's what I would do. It just makes the most sense to me. That's my solution personally. And then finally, last thing today comes in from Adi. Says he has 1.4 million MT. Only has bought the Pro Pass. Paid 280k for Pippen with 16 hops. That's a really good price. I would keep that card for now anyway. Jalen Green, Tyrese Halliburton, Doug Christie, Tracy McGrady, Scotty and Wiggins, Paulo and Kmart, and then Chet and Aiden. I would swap Kmart for Al Harrington personally. I think Al Harrington's a better power forward than Kmart, and they're very similarly priced. That's just one small swap I'd make. With 1.4 million MT, here's the thing. The point guard position is the biggest position to me where I think you could stand to upgrade. The problem is the best point guards are either unavailable, SGA, or really expensive, Devin Booker and Zach LaVine. Each going to cost you at least 600,000 or 700,000 MT, if not more. Now, the guy that I would consider, or the guys I should say that I would consider at point guard. First of all, Tyler Hero. If you can get a Tyler Hero for a decent price, I feel like he is that mid-level upgrade at point guard that would be really, really nice. Also, if you feel comfortable with shot creating with guys like Doug Christie, Scottie Pippen, you could also consider Magic, although he is decently expensive, but you can probably get him for also similarly priced to Hero, which is, I don't know, 300k-ish. I don't know, maybe a little less, but especially if you were to buy a base one, I don't know. I think that might be the thing. Point guard, Tyler Hero or Magic Johnson. Or unless you really want to spend a lot of MT, but I just think as a no money spent player, or I guess a low money spent player with that Pro Pass, I would probably just stick to one of the cheaper options, Hero or Magic, realistically right now. But this is a very nice team. You got a good chunk of MT again laying around. So good job building a capable no money spent squad. With that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.